wanted to share a story that I ran across. In light of everything that's going on or is not going on with this COVID-19 pandemic, I wanted to take a moment and share the story in hopes that it might reach somebody. And although this story can definitely reach any generation, I'm really hoping that the high school students out there are paying close attention during this. So there was a young girl, 16 years old, named Sarah, and Sarah was kind of at a breaking point in her life. She had run across a series of bad events, and she had just had enough. She went to her dad one day and started venting all of her frustrations. She was tired of fighting. She was tired of struggling all the time. She felt like as soon as she solved one problem, another problem was right there waiting to jump in. Sarah's dad, a chef, took her to the kitchen while he was listening to her, and he filled 3 pots with water. He placed them on the stove, and he turned each burner on high. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in the first pot, he placed eggs in the second pot, and he placed ground coffee beans in the third pot. He then let them sit and boil without saying a word to his daughter. And Sarah kind of grew a little impatient, wondering what it was that her dad was doing. After about 20 minutes, he turned off all of the burners, and he took the potatoes out of the pot and he placed them in a bowl. And he then took the eggs out of the second pot and he placed them in a separate bowl. And then he went to the pot that had the ground coffee beans once in it, and he took a ladle and he scooped out all of the coffee and placed that into a coffee mug. Turning to Sarah, he said, "What do you see here?" Slightly annoyed, Sarah said, "Well, I see potatoes, eggs, and coffee, Dad." And he said, "Look closer." He said, "Touch the potatoes." She did, and she noted that they were soft. He then told her to take an egg and break it. So after peeling off that shell and having the egg, she noted that it was now a hard-boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to take a sip of the coffee. And she loved coffee, so she was a little excited about this, and its smell and taste put a smile on her face. And she said, "Dad, what is all of this supposed to mean?" He then explained to Sarah that the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans all faced the same adversity, the same struggle, the boiling water. However, each one reacted very differently. The potato went into the boiling water strong and hard, unrelenting. But in the boiling water, it became soft and weak. Now the egg, on the other hand, when it went into the boiling water, the egg was fragile, weak, with only a thin outer shell protecting the liquid center. But in the boiling water, the egg became hard, building up a wall around its center. But the coffee beans were unique. After the coffee beans were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. So he asked Sarah, "Which one are you?" When adversity and struggles come to you, Sarah, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? You see, in life, things happen, things that we cannot control. But what we can control is how we let those things affect us. The outward struggles of life should never affect what happens within us. And right now, during these uncertain times, during these times when you're missing out on a lot of things that you should be able to take part in, just know that you can create something out of this situation that is positive. You can find a silver lining. So I ask you to reflect and think to yourself, which one of these are you? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?